Hello and welcome, I'm Ashy Source, aka Ashy, and today I'm going to be talking about the RGG Summit and the RGG Direct that they recently had, and I'm going to be talking about all the details and all the announcements, so let's jump into it. If this is the type of content you would like to see, Sega games, RPGs, and gaming news, then you're on the right place, so like and subscribe to see more. Let's jump into it. First and foremost, they announced YAKUZA 3 Kiwami. They announced that, and they announced a whole trailer for it. I'll be playing it while I am talking, but they announced it. They showed off that they're going to have some recasting, and they're going to have some new scenes and things like that. I'll go into detail what they added in a second, but they showed this off and they had some new cast members and things like that because it's been so long. I think they said it was been like 16 years since they did it, and they have redid it from the ground up from scratch. They said that the city has been redone because it's been changed over the years, and that they're going to be doing so much into this game, and it's going to be truly the Kiwami you've been looking for. So we're going to talk about that. They also announced something else, but we're going to get into the cast, which they announced that they have changed the cast for certain characters such as Go Hamazaki, who was originally this character. I'm going to put them on the screen so you can see them, and this nice picture that I found on Twitter from Warrior64. I'll be putting these in the description so you can see them, but these are going to be the actual actors that's going to be playing as these characters instead of the ones from original. This has happened in Yakuza games before, so I'm not surprised. This will be the one who will be playing as Rikia, and they showed that they changed the voice actor and face for the character Nakahara, which they have changed his face and things like that. If I'm not saying the actors' names, stuff like that, I just don't want to butcher them so much. So now we're gonna go into what they announced. Actually, they announced another thing called Dark Ties, which is about Mine and how he got into the dark underworld and how the life of him with Kanda and things like that. They showed off the actual actors, Mine, the Kanda actor, and then they showed off this other character. I can't remember his name. I'll put it on the screen. They added him. He was actually the actor for Jason from Yakuza in Hawaii. This will be a standalone, which you could play in the start or after you finish the story, depending on how you're gonna play it. I'm probably gonna play it before I start the game because I played 30 before, so I will just get a new fresh start into there. And because they're adding so much new content, that'll be so interesting to play by myself. So they show there's some other images. I'm just gonna post them on the screen while I'm talking. We're gonna talk about the details. So they posted it up on Steam, and these are all the details. They have a one version that is $59.99, which comes with Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. This one will be $59.99, which is so awesome, and I'm so glad that it's so cheap because I'm so tired of $70 games. But for $74, you can get the deluxe edition, and the deluxe edition will come with the standard game, just like the standard version, and it will come with Ryukyu Galgang Legendary Character Pack, Galgang Legendary Lads and Gals Pack, a customization pack, a flip phone customization set, and Legendary Background Music CD pack. So that will come with the deluxe edition, and they have it all in here. I'm just gonna post it on the screen. They also have, if you pre-order it, you can get Ichiban to be in your Legendary Lad pack. This is actually for a mini game that you could do where you actually have to join up with bikers, and when you join up with them, you get to fight people and do racing things. It's kind of like the one in Lost Judgment. At least that's what it seemed like it showed. They also talked about the different combat styles for Kiryu, that he's going to have the dragon style as usual, and then they're going to have a Okinawa style, which is going to be using weapons. He can use like a shield, and he can also use batons and things like that and block and do stuff like that. And it's supposed to add a different style to it because you only had the generic dragon style in the original, which is really cool because people complained about the original combat in 3. So it's really nice that they actually fixed that up. So there you go. They also added in new content into the game of Yakuza 3. They added in new cutscenes, new lines, and side content, and they added in a what looks like a host to Kiryu game where you could dress up and get like the host there, and I'm living for it. This is so great. I love it. They also added in new side content to bond with the kids. You can do stuff like fishing, you can do stuff like bug catching and cooking, and you can also do some side stories for each of them for them to get some bonding with the characters. And I really do think that's amazing. I'm really glad that they went into the real dad style of this game, and I'm really appreciating that they're doing that. So they added that in there with Kiryu, and then they also added in Dark Ties. You get to play as him in his boxing style. You use his Dark Awakening. That's basically, I'm gonna seem like the dark heat, like, you know, when you used to feel the heat in the original one. I'm assuming that's what they made for him. He can do air combos, and he has his own side content such as Kanda's damage control. You can help Kanda and do some side stuff in there, and I guess you just go like beat up people, do stuff like that. There's also Bro Time, where you gain a relationship with Kanda. You do have side stories, and unlike Kiryu, his is morally gray. He's more like an anti-hero, and it's supposed to feel like a darker drama for this storyline and for his side content. So it's supposed to be a drama about bonds and things like that. So that's what this is going to be focusing on. You can do what they call the Hell's Arena for loot and skills you can gain and stuff like that. You can also do karaoke and things like that for Mine. There's also karaoke and bowling and other stuff in Yakuza 3 for Kiryu. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff that's gonna be happening for Yakuza 3, and I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. It's also going to be coming on the Switch 2, the PlayStation 4 and 5, and Xbox. So, but apparently the Switch 2 version is a key card. So if you're gonna buy it, it's not actually physically on the card, it is a key card. So that's basically, you have to still download it on your Switch if you get the card. It's not actually on the card. Yakuza 3 will be coming out February 11th, 2026, which is 4 months away. It is crazy to even think about that. That is so wild, and I'm so excited to see it. Now, they also announced a live action Yakuza thing. And if you watched any of my previous videos, I hated the one on Amazon. I never made an actual review video about it because I just watched the first half of it and I gave up. But I made a video talking about that she does not exist, Haruka, and I was talking about how basically they sidelined the character. And so basically that finished up. No one liked it. No one has talked about it since. And now they said since last year, April, he had this idea to basically retell the stories of Yakuza. So they're having a live action drama. I don't know if it's a movie or series. They seem like it says drama, so I'm gonna assume it's a series. But it seems like they're going to have a drama that's going to be retelling the stories of the games. And actually, the actors is crazy. I'm gonna put up a picture of each of them. The actor for Kiryu in this is actually played by the guy Shishido in Gaiden. His actor is playing as Kiryu. Date's actor is actually the same guy who's in The Dark Ties, and he was Jason Rich. For Majima, he is actually the actor that played as the character with the glasses from Gaiden. His name was Yuki. I can't remember his name, but it started with a T. Put it on the screen anyway. And Nishiki is actually the guy who plays Nishiki. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too excited because even though this is more like classic Yakuza, and I appreciate that, I'm not gonna get excited because they could change some of the randomest things, and I'm just gonna be sitting there like, what did you do? So I'm gonna wait, but it looks interesting. I will say that it looks interesting. All right, lastly, we're gonna be talking about the other things that they announced, which was Yakuza Kiwami and Kiwami 2 coming to other platforms. I called that. A lot of people already said that was probably gonna happen. They're gonna have the localized versions of all of them. If you watch the trailer for Yakuza 3, they also going to have an English version for that, so you can get these on the Switch. They're key cards on the Switch, and you can also get them on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. But they're gonna have also anniversary editions, which I want them. They're steelbooks. So it looks like they're gonna be steelbooks for the ones, but they said it's going to be available vary by region, so be careful about that. It may not be in every region, so they will have some of them. I don't know for sure. I'm gonna assume they're gonna have them in America. If you don't know, these are kind of like the Switch versions that they localized and then they added on to their, I don't think they're remastered much or anything. They're director's cuts, but I don't remember what was added into the director's cuts. I kind of just seen it was on the Switch 2 and kind of moved on because I played Kiwami and Kiwami 2 and I love Kiwami and Kiwami 2, but I didn't care for the Switch versions, so I didn't learn that much about it. But they're also adding Yakuza 0, the director's cut, onto PlayStation and Xbox, and those will be on there. There's already a key card on Switch 2, so if you get it, it's not on the card once again. So the Yakuza 0 will be coming out on December 8th of 2025, and the Kiwami and Kiwami 2 will be coming out on the November 13th. And December 8th, it'll be on PlayStation and Xbox and PC. So those are when they're coming out. Sorry if I'm really confused about the dates, because I thought they were all gonna come out on the 12th, but then I read it again and I was seeing that PlayStation and Xbox, they're getting it on the 8th, and then for some reason the Switch is getting it on the November 13th. I don't know. They're gonna have their own versions. They're gonna have physical versions of Yakuza 0 that you can get. I will probably try to get all of them because they have the steelbooks, and I want some of the steelbooks if they actually have. And I never got a real physical version of Yakuza 0, so I'll take this one. And, I like the box art. I probably will never actually play it because I don't really like the director's cut version. I don't really like the cutscenes that are added, but I will definitely probably just get them to have them. But that is all that they basically announced. They showed off a little bit of Stranger Than Heaven. They didn't really give out a release date, which I totally thought that was gonna get a release date over Yakuza 3. I never thought that I thought they were gonna announce Yakuza 3 and then it was gonna come out like the next thing. That was gonna be the next thing that they were gonna go at. But no, instead they actually announced this for some reason to come out next year, but then the year after we're probably gonna get Stranger to Heaven. I'm glad that they're cooking on it, okay? Let them cook. But I'm just so surprised that they announced that. So that's very strange to me, but that's cool. I love Yakuza 3, so you know, it's $59. I'll buy it. I'll definitely play it. But no, they announced nothing else, and they only had the cast talking and things like that, which RGG Studio, if you are watching my video, you probably won't, but if you are watching my video, please get better translators. I'm not trying to be mean about the translators, but they were so slow and it sounded so awkward. But when they had their direct that was pre-recorded and had someone voice over it, it sounded so much better. Can we not do that? Like, can we not have that? It's just so... It's so not good. It's really not good. Like, I don't know if they just need to get a better translator that can talk really fast, or they need to write out what they're gonna say before so they can have the voice like translators go over it. I don't know. I just need something, because that was not great to watch. To be honest, I was just like, to the next part, because I don't know if this, I can't remember. I think the summit was first, and that was the bad part with the translator, and then the direct was like great because they had someone already voicing over it and they did it well. So I'm like, I'll take that over that. So yeah, basically that was a good one. I liked everything that was announced. I'm really excited for Dark Ties. I'm really excited to see the game. I'm really weirded out by the recasting. I knew it was gonna happen, but I thought they were gonna hire somebody to be Rikia that had like curly hair, because he did look like he had like a kind of curlier hair, but then he kind of reminds me of Keto from Yakuza 4, so that's a bit weird. Well, I will see what happens when the game comes out, but I'm a bit weird. But yeah, that was an interesting direct. I really liked what I seen, and I'm actually excited for the stuff that's getting announced, and they always will have my wallet for some reason. Dang it, RGG Studios. But anyway, so did you guys like what you seen at the direct? Tell me down below. Let's have a conversation. I am so excited, and I want to know if you guys are excited. I want to know if you guys are gonna buy anything that's gonna be coming out. Are you gonna play the director's cut? Tell me down below. I'm so interested to hear what you guys think. I am so excited. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Whoa, 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 I'm just a man missing you. Please understand, without you, I'm dying.